good afternoon. Other than cows on the farm, we also grow a lot of food, and we also grow hops. And I'm just in the garden at the moment, and I've got hops. They're only tiny hop plants at the moment. This is Goldings behind me, and it is growing amongst an apple tree. It's the 24th of March here today, and the hops are absolutely perfect for picking. I've got a few hops on the plant that are brown and overdone, and I've got a few that are a bit too young, a couple of days too early. So I'll show you what is ready and what I'm looking for. So here's my young plant. I've had this a couple of years, and this is the first year it's actually flowered for me to any significant degree. And here are some hops that are absolutely perfectly ripe for picking. There's a slight bit of browning to where the sun has hit them, but I don't know if you can hear, they sound a bit crackly. And the lupulin, the pollen inside, is coming out on my finger. They're also very easy to pick from the plant, and that's what you want to harvest. You don't want to leave them any later, you don't want to leave them to go brown, because that will create off flavours in the beer. At the moment they smell beautiful and, well, like beer. Too young and they smell a bit like grass, and those flavours will be imparted into your beer. And you can see that lovely pollen there. It's a golden colour, not a pale colour in an unripe cone. So I hand pick all of these because, well, on a commercial farm you would cut the plant down, but by hand picking each one individually from the plant, it gives the plant a few more weeks to photosynthesize and store energy for the future year, and hopefully it gets a much bigger and stronger plant next year. These hops are past their best. This is probably 5 days too late, and you can see it's just very friable. All the pollen is being released. Actually smells very nice. That's too late, so that needs to go. And I think this one here, this is a bit too early. I'm going to pick it anyway. Oh, it's not too bad actually. It's a bit too soft, but it is breaking down, which a ripe one will. So actually this isn't too far off being ripe, and I'm going to dry that anyway. Here behind me is our other type of hop that I grow here, which is Fuggle. It's quite a different look to it. Here the cones grow a lot larger, and it does ripen slightly later, I would say, but there's not much in it. So this is Fuggle, and it is very prolific this year. Some lovely good sized cones there growing up through this apple tree. I didn't really intend to grow them through an apple tree. It's not very good for the apple tree. However, I wasn't expecting them to grow quite so big quite so quickly, and they will be staked properly next year. And the tree that the hops are growing through is a Cornish aromatic, which is an absolutely delicious dessert apple. And the insects like it too. So on the right, this one here is Goldings, and this one here is Fuggle. And you can see the difference in size of the cones. And I think partly it's due to the fact that Fuggle grows best in clay soil, which is what we have here, whereas the Goldings variety likes a chalkier, drier soil. Either way, they've both done really well for such young plants. And that's a Cornish aromatic. That's the end of harvesting the hops for this year. It's always lovely to harvest hops because the wasps are not interested in them, whereas most things I harvest this time of year, such as apples, the wasps love them, so I have to be careful. But yes, picking hops is a really lovely, lovely job, and I really enjoy it. Now we need to dry them.